There, my love. Welcome to another episode of the You Only Live Once Life and Business Innovation Style Meditations, Yummy Conversations, where honey bring you yummy conversations so that you can stay yummy in your body. I'm calling into the screen today from Cappadocia, Turkey. Check out the view. And today we are the topic of you being not only in your body 100%, but also being able to make decisions, evaluate options, and create opportunities for yourself from a place of embodying who you are, what you've evolved to become 100%. And the reason I'm choosing this topic today is because I've met so many people, myself included, that sometimes when we get into a good pattern of creating for ourselves and creating for our clients, creating for our work, communities, and family, we notice that sometimes the creation happens in a very common or repetitive way. And after being used to creating in such a way, you might find yourself in not so much of a rut, but the thing that you're creating doesn't excite you anymore, or it doesn't feel like it's something that challenges you, or it doesn't feel like that's something that your soul is wanting and craving. And when I realized that, I was thinking, you know what? I really want to find that thing that I really want to offer our group again. And each time, right, that has led to amazing things like synchronistic wealth summits, which a series of summits that allow wealth and synchronicity and pleasure and connection to join together. That's one of my favorite topics that we created a lot of different events and summits and meditations on. And then afterwards, it was like pleasure and connection and dance. And so now it comes to a new frontier, right? Maybe that's something that you've experienced as well. Like you've been creating something similar in the last couple of months or years or around the same theme. But then it comes to a point where there is a new frontier. And when a new frontier comes along, it's really important to shed the old identities and shed the old ties that you've had with other things, such as when I realized that I still had different ties to my past identity, or I realized I needed to clear them. And so today's clearing is really dedicated to that. It's a really sunny day, so I should wear a hat actually. And so let's do the clearing together. So if you haven't really joined this type of meditations or clearing yet, it's really about breathing, using your breath work, and also creating energy shifts in your body and your soul. And so we do this together in a guided position. And so let's get started. And then afterwards, what you'll feel is lighter. We will dissociate ourselves from any past identities that's preventing us from 100% embodying what we call the infinite being, which is the creator, the version and the spirit and the energetic form of ourselves that's at the forefront of creation. So it's always at the leading edge. It's always at the part of highest creation, the heart of highest possibility, highest intentions. And when I say highest, I mean the most pure form that you are available to receive right now. So that's really what it's all about. Okay, let's get started. Whew, getting really warm here. I wonder if we need to, okay, here we go. Needed to just stand right before, there's like a sun right there, and I needed like that little plank of wood to directly cover it. Okay. So just like all of our other clearings that we do daily, today we're going to, by the way, it's 6 or 7 a.m. right now. We're about to get on the hot air balloons, but it got called off in Cappadocia because of the weather. All right, so now let's take a look at and clear our fixed point of views. So what are all the decisions, right? So take a deep breath into your belly, below your belly. Breathe in. Allow yourself to come to the center, come to your body, come into your life. So breathe in. Ground down all your energy into the center of the earth now. Allowing yourself to feel roots growing below your tailbone, neutralizing your pelvis, shoulders down, taking a deep breath into the back of your throat, and ground down. Allowing your head to open up, receiving infinite light and sun rays and natural waterfall of rejuvenation from above. Breathe in. Opening up your heart in 360 degrees, expanding wide open to all the universe's spaces, times beyond this earth, beyond this room, beyond the solar system, and perceive everything that is your infinite being and beyond. Good. Now, when I call these things up, you want to breathe into them and throw them into a pile that we are creating right outside the solar system. So imagining a big pile outside the solar system where we are clearing and creating a space where we put all of this stuff. Okay? All right. So what are all the decisions, judgments, conclusions, projections, expectations, rejections, separations, form, structure, and significance that we have placed on these old identities, on these old deities or gods or forms of authority in our lives that we are unconscious of? Breathe in to notice them as energy form now. Freeze them. Grab them all in all of your realities, all of your spaces, and then track them and allow them to get resolved as you direct them all into the pile right outside the solar system. Now exhale, release them into the pile, track and resolve. Now, what is everything that you decided all of these old identities or old forms of submitting to these authorities that are unconscious, which basically just means that you are not everything that you not being in your 100% infinite being right now, the most updated version as you are creating it, creating your life right now, everything that is not, everything you decided that this means that it doesn't, breathe into all of that. Track and resolve in the pile. And everything that you decided all this doesn't mean, all of this, releasing the old identities, releasing old attachments, releasing contracts, old contracts, as well as releasing your feelings towards being 100% you and your infinite being, doesn't actually mean that it actually does. Breathe in, track and resolve, and in the pile. If you yawn, that's totally fine. Now, I want you to be conscious and notice all the unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, energy fog, disinformation cloaking, all the different commands and booby traps that keep you in place, all the covert, unseen, unacknowledged, and undisclosed energies. Breathe in, notice them. Expand, notice more. And expand, notice more. And track and resolve in the pile. Throw them in the pile now. Good. Now, at this point, you can ask your body as well to track all the unknowable, unspeakable, unseeable, undetectable, and untouchable energies and unseeable energies. Breathe in, notice them. Expand out 360 degrees and notice more. Track and resolve in the pile. I'm going to go slightly faster so we can go through all of these. And so body, we're asking body, where are you aligning and agreeing to, resisting, reacting to, defending for, defending against, righteous for, and righteous against, holding on to all of these attachments and agreements to not being in your infinite body or having that be safer than being 100% you. Breathe in, track and resolve, and notice all the things that are unnoticed. And what are all the cloaking and disinformation? Freeze, tag, capture, and then track and resolve in the pile. And being, where are you aligning, creating to, resisting, reacting to, defending for, defending against, righteous for, and righteous against. Being 100% you, 100% in your body, but 100% in your infinite being. Breathe in. All the disinformation cloaking, notice that. Track and resolve 360 degrees radiated outwards. Notice everything that's in the way. And encapsulate, freeze, tag, and track and resolve in the pile. Whew. Body, what was the benefit and value of holding on to all of those attachments? Breathe in. Okay, and track and resolve in the pile. Freeze tag. Now, body, what was not the benefit and value of holding on to all of these versions of yourself that are being controlled or directed by others? Breathe in. What are all the disinformation cloaking? Breathe in. Freeze tag, snapshot. Track and resolve in the pile. Being, what was the original benefit and value of holding on to all of this? Breathe in. Being, what was not the benefit and value of holding on to all of this? Breathe in. Okay, track and resolve. And in the pile, yes. Now we're going into agreements, of which if you agreed in some lifetime or in some form, unconsciously or consciously, to give your power away to another of authority, maybe in your childhood, maybe in a past version of yourself, then this is the part where we're destroying and uncreating all of those hidden agreements. Okay, that creates this topic of no matter how much self-work, how much inner work you've done, still coming back to not being yourself. All right, or not allowing yourself to be the director and the sole empowerer of your life. So what are all the oaths, vows, commitments, communities, fealties, swearings, promises, agreements, entry, exit agreements, re-entry agreements, divine agreements, golden year agreements, billion trillion year agreements, safety clauses, protection clauses, all other agreements we haven't mentioned? Breathe in, notice them. Freeze tag, snapshot. And all the alliances, allegiances, loyalties, diplomatic relations. Breathe in. Snapshot, freeze tag. All the binds, double binds, triple binds, find me a bind. Whew, ad infinitum, breathe in. And all the ways that it's reinstalling itself, auto-installing itself, auto backup systems, black magic technologies, anchors, black magics, black signatories, anything that's related that creates them in place and allows that power to be taken away from you. Breathe in. Freeze tag, snapshot. Rescind, revoke, we can't renounce, denounce, make null void, null void, null void, null void, all of the agreements now. Breathe in. Choose to destroy and uncreated now. Body, planet, you have my permission to let it all go now. Whew. Move that energy through you. Release that energetic bind. Good. Now, what are all the lineage chain agreements, the ones in your entire lineage that has agreed to this in your field? Breathe in, notice all the lineage chain agreements, freeze tag, snapshot, breathe in. Perceive more behind your back, behind your arms. And what is it that they require and desire? Frequency match that. Amplify that frequency to a billion, bajillion, infinity amount. Breathe in, magnify that. And then once you magnify it, spin it around, receive all the good stuff, frequency match to your local advantage. Breathe in, receive that, breathe into your heart now. And then whatever is desired and required, allow all of the agreement holders to line themselves up behind closed doors, open the doors, magnetize the agreements to their recipients, stack them all up, and hand them all over, close all the doors, and have them paid in full. And out. Vanish, vanquish, out of your life. What else is it that they require and desire? Breathe in, notice. Amplify and expand yourself to a funzillion, so a bajillion, infinity. Breathe in. Expand all the way out to frequency match to whatever the agreements need. Spin it around, receive all the good stuff, frequency match to your local advantage. Receive, breathe in, and hand the rest all over, magnetize to recipients, and have them paid in full. Good. Now, what are all the secured agreements? These are things that allow you to feel impossible, things that are like, things that are binding. Some people call them curses, things that may seem that, hey, unconsciously you're still being stuck in certain areas in your life and you can't shake it off, or no matter what you try, it's still there. So this is noticing what are all the secured items, secured places that are binding things down. So breathe into all the secured agreements. Notice that, breathe in. We're going to do this for the group. And allowing yourself to snapshot and amplify what are the frequencies that they need. Amplify it to a fanzillion or a bajillion infinity. Breathe in. All right, now spin it around like a tornado. You're in the middle and receive all the good stuff. Frequency match to your local advantage. Breathe in. Whew, okay, good stuff. And then whenever you're ready, allow yourself to hand the rest all over, magnetize to recipients, have them paid in full, and completely unbind you from the agreement forever. Hand them the rest all over, magnetize to recipients, completely have them paid for the rest of your life and beyond to infinity. Good. And now breathe in again. Notice what is the frequency that they require and desire. Breathe in. Amplify to a fanzillion. Frequency match to your local advantage. Spin it around, receive all the good stuff, and hand the rest all over, paid in full. Exactly the magnitude and the frequency that you desire. Breathe in and exhale, release, let them all go. Whew, okay. Now, what are other time streams, long wave manipulations, not to my advantage? Collapse them into the now. Breathe in. Notice them. All the time streams and timelines, these are all the timelines that exist simultaneously, parallelly in your world, that are things that are being manipulated, things that are not to your advantage, things that are not showing and being you in your 100% infinite being. Breathe in. Squeeze them together and snip them off. Collapse them into the now, right here. Now, turn off all the programs. So all programs, machines, data streams terminate here now. Repeat after me. All intercessions, intercommunications, interconnections terminate here now. All programs, machines, data streams exterminate here now. So all the programs, machines, data streams exterminate here now and terminate here now. Whew. What are all the helpers, defenders, protectors, leaders, programmers, companions, beings, and doings in our field right now? Perceive that. Freeze tag snapshot. What was the benefit and value of them? Breathe in. Notice that. Track and resolve in the pile. And what was not the benefit and value of all of them? Breathe in. Snapshot. Track and resolve in the pile. And everything you agreed you would do for these helpers and defenders, whatever form they come in, and everything that they agreed that they would do for you, perceive that as energy. Breathe in now. Snapshot. Freeze tag. And banish, vanquish out. Throw them out of your field. Banish, vanquish out. Banish, vanquish out. Banish, vanquish out. What are all the pieces of you in another? Perceive that using your right hand and grab that. All the infinite beings and 100% you versions in another. Breathe in, receive. Wash in infinite being and receive that. And all pieces of another in you. Perceive, breathe in. Pull it out of yourself, all of it. And then wash it in infinite being and throw it back to the person who this belongs to, or who these energies belong to. Consciousness. Wash them in consciousness and match it in the frequency that is of infinite being to them. And all the ones that have no infinite being, just allow them to be returned with consciousness. All right. Now, the next things we're going to do is we're going to check out some active covert manipulation. So anything that is manipulated, distorted, things that seemingly make sense but actually interferes with you, ideas, thoughts. So we're looking at exploiters, corruptors, tricksters in your field, or even those energies in your field. So breathing in. What are all the entities, demonics, creatures, aliens, tricksters, corruptors, parasitic beings, doings, cause, angels, light beings, slippery beings, archons, perceive, freeze, tap, snapshot, pre-tag, pre-encapsulate all bear like animal structures, beings, deities, and all hidden, cloaked, seemingly inaccessible, not active, yet to be identified, energies and frequencies. Breathe in, pre-tag, pre-encapsulate all. Where are all of them at all of their networks? Breathe in. Notice all their hives, civilizations, universes, customers, clients, shareholders, board of directors, controllers, freeze, handlers, commanders, and everything we haven't mentioned. Breathe in. Snapshot. And where are we at their creation? Breathe in. Notice. Assembly, building, source, inception, insertion, modification, corruption, and distortion. Breathe in. These are all the places that they can hide. Pre-tag, pre-encapsulate, all. Breathe in. And banish, vanquish, out. Banish, vanquish, out. Banish, vanquish, out. Banish, vanquish, out. 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 Banish, vanquish, out forever. Sever all ties. Yep, out you go. Out you go. Forever. Allow that to leave your field forever now. All right, so what are all the manipulations and illusions in our field right now? Perceive, track and resolve in the pile. What are all the identity theft, broad credibility, Trojan horses, inversions, where you upside down, inside out, backwards, breathe in. False reciprocal debt, where they promised you to help you for something in return, breathe in, or pretended to help. Track and resolve in the pile. All the co-creative entrapments and all of their cores, perceive. Track and resolve in the pile. Where all the stacks, stringers, hooks, implants, triggers, constructs, adaptations, structures, mutation systems, and their nests. Breathe in. You can just follow. You don't have to know these. We're going to go into more detail in our classes. So just breathe into them. Track and resolve in the pile. We're doing this for the group anyway. Whew. Okay. And what are all the disguised memory implants, remote viewing technology, remote influencing technologies? Breathe in. Freeze tag snapshot. Track and resolve in the pile. Good. And what are all the looping emotional projectors operating here? So everything under that, below that, intertwined with that, and all the dormant projectors perceive. Expand out to infinity. What are all the fear, uncertainty, jealousy, anger, rage, fury, hate, blame, shame, regret, and guilt emotional projectors operating here? Perceive. All around, inside, outside, right, left, center, up and down, behind and in front. Grab them all. Track and resolve, and in the pile. Now that we have the pile there, we're going to shrink the pile. So do you choose to shrink the pile down to next to nothing? Yes, I choose that. And if you do, say yes, I choose that. Okay, Cool. And then put them in between your hands, a small little ball, close to nothing, less than nothing, less than nothing, less than nothing. All right. So I choose to destroy and uncreate this all. Say yes, I choose that. If you choose to, do you choose to destroy and uncreate it all? Yes, I choose that. And there's a little tiny no. Is that foreign or distant interference? Yes, interference of body planet. You have my permission to let all of this go. So yes, I choose to destroy and uncreate it all. Vanquish, vanish, vanquish, vanquish, vanquish. Liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. All of these energies now. Taking a couple of deep breaths here, receiving, letting all the energies attune, settle. Okay, all right. So now we're going to do some receiving. What potential 100% infinite being in your body for all time is now possible? Receive. Breathe into your genitals and your heart and receive that now. What's right about being 100% infinite being and 100% of that directing my life and 100% receiving that, embodying that I'm not getting. Receive. Breathe in. Allowing all those sounds to allow you to receive deeper. Breathe in. What breakthrough to embodying my 100% infinite being and allowing my 100% infinite being to direct my life is now possible for me. Receive. Yeah, receive it into your heart. Taking a deep breath in. What fun and playful resolution. And in receiving and allowing my 100% infinite being to be the author of 100% of my life and business and work is now possible. Receive. Breathe in. What bigger, different questions can I ask to actualize 100% infinite being in my body, 100% infinite being in my conversations, 100% infinite being in everything that I do, including my work, including showing up for my clients, and including being there for my family and all of the things that matter to me. Receive. Breathe in. Receive that energy now. If I already had 100% infinite being working through me, 100% infinite being offering my products, 100% infinite being offering the container of transformation and myself, others, as well as all of the interactions with my loved ones and beyond, what awareness, comprehension, and energy would be present? Receive. Allowing yourself to take a couple breaths here to receive all of that energy now. What are all the frequencies that would be absent if I had 100% infinite being, 100% infinite being directing and authoring my life, my work, my relationships, and all of the ways in which I show up in all moments and microseconds, and infinite microbes, microseconds in everything that I do. Breathe in, receive, receive. What are all the frequencies that would be present if I had 100% infinite being directing my life, 100% infinite being directing my work, 100% infinite being directing my travels, my relationships, my connections and decisions? Breathe in, receive. And say receive when you receive it. What am I not aware of that if I were to be aware of, I would have 100% infinite being directing my life, 100% infinite being creating through me, 100% infinite being through and connecting with all of the experiences and humans that cross my path. Breathe in, receive, receive. And what if this infinite being of being 100% embodied infinite being were more infinite, magical, natural, fun, joyful? Breathe in, receive. What are all the frequencies that would be present if I had 100% infinite being me, loving, receiving, and 100% infinite being in my body, creating the progress, taking the strides, and receiving the progression? Breathe in. What's everything in way of receiving this? Perceive. Freeze tag. Oh, I choose to destroy and uncreate all of that. Track and resolve now. Vaporize, liquefy. Shrink that down to the last thing. And vaporize. Liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. I choose embodying 100% infinite being, body and big field. Bring me 100% infinite being now. Breathe in, receive. Forever. I am choosing, embodying, and making decisions and trusting 100% infinite being, body and big field. Bring me 100% infinite being and trusting my 100% infinite being now. Receive. And again. And again, receive. I've chosen 100% infinite being and trusting my 100% infinite being, body, big field, bring me 100% infinite being embodied and trusting my 100% infinite being 100% of the time now. Receive. Breathe in, receive again. What's everything in the way of receiving this? Perceive. Breathe in. Pre-stack snapshot. What's everything in the way of choosing this? Perceive. Pre-stack snapshot. Okay, choose to destroy and shrink all of this down to 0. And destroy and uncreate all of them. Awesome. Now, what are all the authentic timelines in which I already have 100% infinite being working through me, trusting my 100% infinite being and being my 100% infinite being all the freaking time? Breathe and notice those timelines. Perceive out, expand, perceive more. Oh, okay, and then allow that to come to right here, right now, right here, right now, right here, right now, having that timeline be right here, right now for your entire being. Okay, good. Right here, right now, right here, right now. Good. Opening it up. Bring that energy and frequency and bring your timeline into your right here, right now. Merge with it. Breathe into it. Breathe into that trust, that 100% infinite being. Feel it in your system. Breathe in. And as you exhale, expand. Breathing into your heart. Ground down your 100% infinite being. Breathe into your arms. Stretch it out. And allow yourself to come to the present moment. Making decisions from your 100% infinite being, creating realities from your 100% infinite being, loving from your 100% infinite being. Such a joyful time to be with you. I love you so, so, so much. Being a 100% infinite being is not for the faint-hearted. So I really want to congratulate you for doing this amazing process that is incredibly powerful, incredibly valuable, and incredibly joyful and life-changing. Revisit this as much as you need. When you don't feel yourself, you feel a bit off, and you feel like you're not being 100% infinite in the ways that you decide or are creating in life. All right, so I'm going to visit this definitely for sure. And if you want to know how to have these notes and transition and create clearings, experiencing shifts directly, practically, and let that relate to your life even more, we have a special 3-item power pack bundle for your synchronistic wealth offering right here underneath this video, and it's yum.yoloabundance.com/gift, in which you can receive the real amazing goodies that I can't wait to share with you. All right, so this is Hani, and I will see you in the next video. Enjoy this. Enjoy the rest of your day. Mwah, mwah, mwah.